Yeah. Yeah.
You look tired as fuck.
For this episode, I'm gonna take a nap.
It's your host, Influence and Influence.
I used to focus only on hurts. I had many gifts, but I was my own curse. But hold up, wait a minute, stop that. I need to focus on now, not that.
Get your mind right and your money tight.
What's going on, people? Welcome to What We Thinking. I'm one of your hosts, Influence, and to the right of me, I got Bryson.
Hello.
What's going on, Bryson?
What's going on? We just came from seeing Captain America: Brave New World.
Yes, and it's my second time seeing it.
My first time.
What you thought about it? Because
It
you
was
ain't want to see
good.
it.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yes,
I
I
agree.
enjoyed it.
8.5. 8 to
I was
8.5.
pleasantly surprised. Great job by Anthony Mackie. This is a good movie. It's a good movie. Parts I liked. Parts, well, not many parts that I didn't like, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's for me. I didn't need the whole Red Hawk part. That was underwhelming for me, and it was supposed to be the climax.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for me.
Oh, okay.
The rest of the movie was better for me.
See, I liked it. I like the climax. I like the Red Hawk. I like all of that. I think they did it really well. I think they did him really well.
Great action.
Yeah, action was great.
Well, I mean,
I like the intriguing.
Do we not want to do spoilers?
Nah, I think we don't care.
Really?
Yeah, right now. So, spoiler alert. It may be spoilers.
I really enjoyed the scene with the scene where Sidewinder and it was going after Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sidewinder was no bullshit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I physically jumped in the movie.
I know. I felt you.
Yeah.
When the gunshot. That shit was loud as hell too. But
he came around
because he came out with no hesitation, no talking, no monologuing, none of that bullshit. It was like, I see him. I see the person. Mm-hmm. I see the op. Like that's what
I was
it was.
Like trying to move out the way.
I see the op. You was like, like this ain't even 3D.
Right.
Yeah, nah, but he was wilding because he was like, I see the op there. He unloaded and then threw a grenade in that bitch.
Right in the hole.
Yeah. He shot out. Like, he shot 100 times, made a hole through a grenade, and I was like, yo, this bitch ain't playing around. Yeah, nah, that was good. I understand why he wasn't in the movie, but I told you I wanted to see more, and I hope he comes back. But yeah, I understand why he wasn't in more. He was more a plot device than anything to move the story along as he was being used by the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a great scene, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny because at first, when I first saw that scene, I was trying to think like, damn, when I first saw it, I'm like, man, what the fuck? How the hell Sam get out? How he didn't get killed for one.
Right.
Especially when he shot him, when he was like, yeah, they told me you would do that. And when he shot him, he had the gun.
Yeah.
It was like, boom.
Yeah.
But he had Kevlar. His clothes was Kevlar.
Okay.
But so it still hurt, but not, it didn't like go through him. Like, it still caused, damage.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kevlar, you will get damage. And especially, I don't know what kind of gun he had, but that joint seemed like it was going to go through some shit. I mean, it was going through that car. Like when he was hiding behind the car and he was shooting, that shit was going through the car.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the way through. So, yeah. Yeah, that was good. It was good the second time, even. So I'm glad I went again.
That movie will be a success. It's on its way. Budget was maybe $230 or $280, somewhere in there. But first week, I'm speaking a little loosely, but I do believe it was $100 million. Maybe it made.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, it's on its way to breaking even and, you know, making.
Yeah, because this is the first week's over. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be the second weekend.
Today's the start of the second week.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
You want to look up the numbers?
So we into the second week. So we done went and support. Well, I went and supported again. Yeah, let me see.
And on the way in, I saw a sexy Miss Lady working at the AMC theaters. And I hollered. I said.
He sure did.
I hollered. I said, what'd I say? I said, excuse me. Because what happened was I saw her and I was looking. And she saw me looking and she said, hi. And I said, hi. And then that's the second time I was looking again. And she was like, well, did you figure out what you're going to get? So I ordered. And then I went and talked to my man Ben, said, I'm about to jump out the window. I got to say something. And so I went over there boldly with my chest out. And I said, hey, excuse me, my name is Bryson. I stuck my hand out, shook her hand. I said, what's your name? She said, my name is Crystal. I said, Crystal, can I have your phone number?
You telling the story?
Yeah. And she was like, no, you cannot. She said it nicely. And I was like, okay. I just had to ask. And she was like,
at least she was nice.
yeah, she was nice. She was very nice. That what made me holler. And she was like, thank you. And that was that. I'm glad I did it.
So right now it's at, well, the first week it was 113 million. So no, it passed 200 million now.
And was I right
But that's
about the
domestic.
budget?
Past 200 million at the box office. That's worldwide right now.
Can you look up the budget?
Yeah, let me see what the budget is.
Baby girl.
180 million. Yeah, I thought that was.
But I thought it was like another 100 million for marketing too. I saw that somewhere. I thought.
I don't know. 180. I mean, they don't include that in the budget.
Really?
I don't think. Yeah.
Okay.
180 million is the second most expensive Captain America movie.
Really?
Yeah, I know the first one was probably
Are you sure?
probably Civil War. Is probably the
Captain
first
America, not Avengers.
One. No,
Okay.
Captain America is the
Yeah.
second highest Captain America
Can
budget.
you? I was looking at that. Like, when you look at what it took to make those Avenger movies and what they went on to make, it's like a wide margin. It's a big difference
Oh yeah.
in what they made.
Yeah, that's why Disney got printing money. Even with the perceived failures, even though I don't think a lot of those projects were failures, I think people are just jaded and comparing movies and shows and stuff to something they will never get in their life ever again, which is a 22 movie, 23 movie, 10-year culmination of a saga like that. That's the only reason. That's what people don't understand. The reason, not that Endgame and Infinity War wasn't as great as it was, but people, the feeling it gave people, and the reason it gave people that feeling is those 22 movies that came before it. That build up. And then like I think people are comparing movies that are coming out to that. Like that and that feeling and all of that, and people are like, oh, this just sucks. Like, this ain't what it, you know. I think because I haven't disliked almost anything, and surprising, my least favorite project after Endgame is Secret Invasion, I think. And I thought that would be one of my top, but I don't think they did that well. Especially because Samuel was in it in a lot, and that's like his thing. Like but yeah, Secret Wars is coming, so
That's an Avengers movie.
Yeah, that's what Leader was talking about, I think.
So who are going to be the Avengers?
We don't know yet. I mean, we know Cap we got Cap as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy Falcon's gonna be in it. Joaquin. More than likely, he's gonna be part. He was always his partner in the comics. Well, not always, but one of his partners in the comics. Who else we got? Who else is left?
Ant-Man? Is Ant-Man left? I haven't seen all the
Ant-Man is,
movies.
but I don't know. See, with the Accords too, the Accords are still in effect. So whoever's on that team is going to probably have to abide by the Accords or want to abide by the Accords, I believe. I don't know if they're different. They may be different. So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With all that money that was made from those movies, if anybody was like, hey, Robert Downey Jr., hey, other guy that played Captain America, what's his
Chris
name?
Evans.
Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans said he's retired. He said Sam is the man. He said Anthony Mackie is the man. I'm retired and I'm staying retired. That's what he said basically. And that's what Kevin Feige said too. He was like, please stop asking me if Chris Evans is going to come back. He's not.
Yeah.
And Anthony Mackie is Captain America. So just shut it down.
Yeah, but even if somebody was like trying to get them all to come back.
Well, they got Robert Downey back. He's never going to come back as Iron Man.
Right.
But, well, I ain't going to say never. With the multiverse, that's the thing. Even though I don't, in comics, it works really well. I do like the multiverse. I do want them to do other multiverse stories, but I want them to tone it down a little. Just because in the comics, it does make, I understand why they do it, how they do it in the comics, because people are never truly dead. They don't want to never truly get rid of these characters. Mm-hmm. But this is a movie franchise, so I don't know.
What? What?
Yo, I swear you look like you just got out. You've been at a bar for 24 hours. Yo, your eyes are so fucking red and you just look like you done. Like it's over. It's a wrap. You tired as fuck.
Yeah. I'm pushing through though.
Gotta go to sleep, bro. Stop being up all night.
You're right.
Cause we got the Thunderbolts. They might join in later. Thunderbolts are coming.
Wait, is Deadpool a part of the Avengers in the comics?
No, he's on X-Force, but he may be a part of it too. Mm-hmm. I don't know though. I don't know if they'll.
Is the X-Men a part of the Avengers in the comics?
Nah. They fought each other before, so. That's the other thing. Mm-hmm. I think what the leader was saying in the end credit scene is about secret. I think it's either about Secret Wars. Because see, in Secret Wars in the comics, the Skrulls infiltrated all the Avengers and turned into all the Avengers. So the Skrulls were the Avengers for a while and nobody knew. Mm-hmm. So they were going out and helping people. Because, the Skrulls can turn into anybody down to their DNA. So they had their powers too. Mm-hmm. I don't think they get as strong because one of them turned into the Hulk. And I don't think he was as strong as the Hulk, but he's still strong. Mm-hmm. But I think it's little stuff like that. That's how you can differentiate between the two. But in the comics, they infiltrated everything. And it was people, that some were killed and they didn't know. And the Skrulls took over as them.
Okay.
And they just didn't know, like everybody. Like it was mad Avengers that were Skrulls.
And Skrulls are what? Aliens?
Yeah, you never seen did you watch Captain Marvel? You never watched Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the Skrulls was in there.
I saw it one time.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the main plot. It was the Skrulls. You must not have been paying attention.
It was a good movie.
Well, the Skrulls did. That's the thing she was doing was helping. Well, towards the end, she was helping them, but she was fighting them in the beginning. But
I don't remember. I remember
that's wild.
Movie. I remember it was a good movie.
That's wild because that's the whole plot. Like the whole movie is the Skrulls. And that's where Talos came from.
Mm-hmm.
Like Talos is a good guy now. I mean, he was a good guy then, but they didn't know. They was fighting them. They didn't know they were good guys. But some of the Skrulls are good. Some of them aren't. In the comics, they were all bad, I think. They were all evil. So they were trying to take over the world. That's why they infiltrated everywhere. The president, like they were all over.
Oh, wait. That's different from that show that was on Disney where the aliens were like posing as people. Or is that the same? You know what I'm talking about?
Secret Invasion. What I just said. What I was just talking about. With Samuel Jackson.
Oh, I thought you were saying a Avengers movie called...
No, Secret Wars.
The show. Okay.
Secret Invasion is a show.
Okay.
That's the show that's my least favorite show. But,
wait, those aliens are called Skrulls or no?
Yeah. They're
Oh,
Skrulls.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
With dude in it. I forget his name. You know his name? The main bad guy?
Drake illegitimate cousin.
Oh.
He reminded me of Drake for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know who you talking about.
Yeah, he's
I like
great.
him, but I didn't like him in that. Like they didn't do that right. I hated it at the end when he had all them powers.
Oh,
like,
I didn't see it.
You
I
didn't watch the whole
I
thing?
saw a little bit of it.
Okay. Yeah, you to me you're not missing a lot. And I don't say that about many Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one thing you would get and a couple of the episodes were good. Like a couple of episodes were good and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be great." And they just fumbled the bag. And I'm mad because Sam was he was a big part of that. So, and he's one of my favorites. People, period.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, I think this is a good start for the new Marvel, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is a new phase or what, or considered the same phase as maybe the Marvels. But did you see the Marvels?
No.
That was a better movie than Captain Marvel. I think it was really good.
Wait, the Marvels was better than Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I think it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really liked the Marvels and got a really bad rep and got a really bad score.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because of it was 3 women in there and they just was like, fuck that, it's woke. The good old woke shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it wasn't bad as people made it out to be. I mean, it was good. I think Marvel will be fine. I think there's a lot of assholes out there that just want to hate whatever comes out because people was hating on this movie, and we know where some of that comes from, of course. But I do like that they don't shy away from that. Like when Sam said, and that was like hard, and I don't think people understand. Like people, and we'll probably talk about the Super Bowl later, but people sometimes be like, "Oh, it wasn't that deep." Like they're not grasping it. Mm-hmm. But when Sam was talking to Joaquin and was like, I don't know the exact quote, but when he was like, I just wonder if I'm gonna be enough. Like I just want to be enough. Mm-hmm. Like he basically described being a black man. Like that's basically what it was, what he was talking about, and people don't know. But I've seen some men talk about, it brought a tear to their eye, like when he was saying that shit, and that shit is real. But also, I think a big part, even though he didn't have big parts, but Carl Lumbly, is that his name? Am I butchering his name?
Carl Lumbly?
Yeah, Isaiah Bradley.
Oh, I liked his character.
He is,
I liked his character in this.
Yeah, I mean he's the truth. Like the small pieces that he was in it, like he commanded. The scene. Yeah. Like every scene he was in, he commanded the scene. Mm-hmm. Like he been around for a minute though. He been in mad superhero stuff. He done played the voices of mad cartoons in superheroes. Like he been in other shit too, but he's a good actor, period. But yeah, he did his thing.
I liked their camaraderie and the playfulness and
the friendship.
The friendship, and I liked him showing off his strength and abilities and him running and
it's cool to see somebody that age.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know how they did it, or maybe it was him running. I don't know, but it looked like him running, and he looked healthy. like he looked like he was in shape. Why? I mean, I know he's supposed to be in the movie because he's a fucking super soldier, but he looked like he is in real life. Like he looked like he might have been him running. I don't know, but yeah, it was good. It was great, but it got to me. It hit me when he was talking about he couldn't go back to jail. Like that shit was sad as hell to me.
Yeah.
Like just seeing his face, like he conveyed that 100% on point. Like how he was feeling, because he was in jail for 30 years and experiment on. Like I couldn't even imagine. Like knowing. like I can't go back there. Like I cannot. I can't. But Sam's his friend. Like if Sam wasn't there, he might have just wild out and been like, "Fuck this shit." You know.
He had a smaller role in the show, right?
Yeah, it was about the same amount because he was in episode when he first showed up, and he was in like 2 or 3 episodes after that. And at the end, he was like Sam. Like you saw the. Did you see the part? I know you said you ain't watched the whole thing, but did you see when Sam like gave the speech to the people?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when he went back to his house? Isaiah's house?
After
was
the
having
speech?
a barbecue? Yeah, not right after, but
I probably did.
it was like the next day, I think. And you could kind of see their friendship bubbling and him seeing it. It's cool because I know I cut my point off, but it's because like the way they showed how he came around and really was against the government and stuff, and Sam being involved and like, what the fuck you trying to do? You ain't got no respect, you know, to okay, maybe you're all right. Like, you know, because he saw he really meant what he said, and he saw he really wanted to try to bridge the gap.
Right.
And when he went back to his house, he was like, "Yeah, I saw you on TV. He's like, that was a pretty good speech. You know, like, don't change nothing, but you know, it's cool. Maybe you are trying to, you know, maybe you can be Captain America. Like, and like that was cool to see. But I thought his character. I love that they put his character in the show and the movie now. Yeah, because he was in the comics. The Forgotten Cap.
While he was Captain America?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it was the same origin. Like he was super soldier, and they locked him up. Like everything was the same, I believe.
I wonder if he's going to be in more Captain America movies showcasing his strength and abilities. Because it was pretty cool seeing him in those action scenes.
Definitely was. Like I said, I like seeing the older gentlemen like do that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was. I know the movie magic, but whatever they did, I don't know what they did. If they did movie magic or if it was somebody else and they put his face on in some of those scenes, because at the White House, like the shit he was doing was, you know, fucking up the dudes, took his gun and he's like pop, 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 and through the table. The table, like that shit was crazy. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker is super soldier. 80 years old, super soldier jumping out the window. Well, a lot older than that. I think he was in the 20s. He was a super soldier. Like he was like 20 in the 20s. So that bitch is like 200 years old. Like he's old. I did the math on Steve one day. I wonder if Steve would. Now that's what I wonder. If they'll bring Chris Evans back as Steve Rogers now, because he's still alive.
Like, but old.
Like he's still alive.
Yeah,
he's just
old.
old.
Yeah.
Like, he's still alive. Like 180, I think. I did the math. I can't remember exactly, but I did the math because I did it from there, from when he first, but when he became a super soldier, like originally, I did all that math up until Endgame, and then when he went back, and then it was 30 years. He went back 30 years, so I added those 30 years on. I think it was like 180. Like he 180 right now.
Okay.
Like when he was sitting on the bench, like he was like 180, something like that. So, but he they age slow. So it's gonna be, look at Bucky. Bucky's 110. Bucky don't look like, when I did that math, I'm like, oh yeah, they ain't aging Bucky enough. Like Bucky ain't going, in another 100 years, he ain't gonna look like Cap, like looking like he do now. So, but it's relative. Cap might be older. I know with the news cycle and shit, people probably off it now. But what you think about the Super Bowl? Halftime show. Super Bowl itself, the Eagles. Go Eagles. I'm in the Philadelphia area, so, I mean, it's kind of a given. But the halftime show.
It's very enjoyable. I like it because I can watch it over and over again. I've been doing that and enjoying it. Kendrick Lamar is a very good performer. He's really good at performing, and the choreography was great.
Yeah.
It looks great.
I love the imagery. I love the hidden messages, the behind the meanings of different stuff. Like just him having the PlayStation controller out there. I had watched that. I put it in slow-mo on YouTube. I slowed it down as slow as you can. And I watched it over and over and wrote down the code. I can't find what it is. Like people were saying it was the cheat in Grand Theft Auto for armor and invincibility, but it's not because you got to push, I think, start or one of the R buttons too. So that, of course, wasn't on the board. It was just the gamepad. I just think he was using it as a metaphor. Like it was the cheat code because it was putting in the code. I just think he's like, I got the cheat code. So, but all that shit, all that Uncle Sam being Samuel Jackson, like just the order of the songs, some of the stuff he was saying that people missed. Yeah, it was a great thing, great time.
Yeah.
Especially because the game was boring as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't watch live either the game or the halftime show.
Yeah, you was actually asleep for a change.
Yeah. And
you was like, I was asleep.
oh yeah. And but I was happy to see that score when I checked it. It was like, maybe the I don't know, the third quarter, halftime, something in there, and I saw the score.
Shoot, the first half, when they were going to halftime, I think it was like 34-0. I was like, damn. And the thing I hate is what's funny is too, I said it first, Josh. Nah. I know everybody can have independent thoughts and they can sometimes be the same. But Josh Johnson was talking about it in his stand-up. But I was talking about it before I saw his stand-up. How the announcers were like, it was almost like they wanted the Chiefs to win so bad, because even when they kept Eagles kept scoring, and the announcers would be like, well, it's early. They still got time to bring it out. It was like 34-0. He's like, well, they're gonna go into halftime and I'm sure they're gonna come out fighting. They still got time to get this right. Then they scored a couple times and it's like, oh yeah, see, they're rolling, they're getting there now. They're gonna be all right. Then it was like 2 minutes left and the announcer still was like, well, and you never know. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong?
I mean, I wonder if it's their job to try to keep it looking at least competitive.
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they just gotta make it look good. They just gotta keep talking and act like it's a competitive game, like it ain't boring as fuck, like it is.
Mm-hmm.
But Josh Johnson was saying, he was like, I think Brady was throwing shade because they keep calling Mahomes the greatest quarterback ever.
Oh, yeah.
And he said he think Brady was like, oh, the greatest quarterback ever, huh? You still got time? You still got time to get it back? Like he was like, because he said somebody told him that, and he said, all right, I rewatched the game and rewatched it and really paid attention. He's like, oh, he said I can't unsee it now. He said he was like, oh. He's like, even though he's not looking like the greatest quarterback ever, but he can still got time to pull it out. So they were like, whatever your perspective is, he might be throwing shade. And
That sound like it.
Yeah. I was like, he might be. Because you know Brady don't like that shit. I mean, I think it was too early for Mahomes anyway. I'm not the biggest football fan anymore. I don't look at it as much as I used to. But they talking about him being the best ever and all that. That shit, it's too early for that shit. I don't know why they do that. I think they just be fiending to have something to talk about. It's the universe. Like, please, just relax. You know, it's almost like that because every time they start comparing a person to a great or saying they're like a great, it's always something that happens, like pegs them down. That's what they in basketball they do it. It's all the time. And whatever sport I've seen it done. It's after they do it, it's like something happens. I remember when Harold Miner. Remember Harold Miner? I don't know. You might have been too young.
I've heard the name. Right?
Yeah, Harold Miner was billed as the next Jordan. You know, there's a mad people that they come in and. No, don't nobody. Just like you said, I heard the name. You know, like he was next Jordan, you would be like, yeah, I know. What do you mean? Not that he wasn't good, but gotta stop that shit. Let people be their own person.
That Party Next Door Drake album is good.
We woke up.
It's good to me.
Yeah, I ain't heard it.
I'm enjoying it.
Give your review.
It's it's vibes. It's vibes. A lot of vibes. CN Tower sounds great in my car. The song Deeper from the start, was stood out with by Party Next Door.
Deeper.
And, Nokia is fun. That's a fun track. Raining in Houston. That's a nice vibe. I can basically like listen to the whole album and enjoy it. It's great to see Drake back. I'm enjoying listening to Drake a Drake album, well, a project with Party Next Door, and yeah, I think I asked the question before: can he come back after everything that happened in the battle and afterwards? And he's answering that question. And
I guess he will answer that question because ain't no numbers come back yet, did it?
Well, I heard it's projected to come back 250,000.
That's
which
projection.
Is really good.
That's a large projection.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see.
It's already been a week, so
yeah.
I would think maybe the numbers are in already.
Because it's official, right? It's an official album.
Yeah. Sexy songs for you.
The thing you would have to do is to figure out if he's back is you need to compare whatever he sells now to what he used to sell before. That would give you a better picture of how much it fucked with him or not. Because it might not at all. But then again, you said the project is mostly like singing stuff too, right?
Yeah.
That could be calculated for one. Which probably is calculated. And that could be some of the reason. Right.
I'm fine.
You didn't say that like you was fine. Said it like you was trying to convince somebody you was fine. So I guess we'll see. But that's what we need. That's what you have to do. You're going to have to compare his numbers now to BK. So it's like not BC, BK before Kendrick.
And I'm tired of all the Drake hates, man. You know, I think it's been enough. Like, you know, it's been enough of that.
I'm not. Let's get it. Let's get some more.
Yeah, I want them both to win, honestly. And, you know, not to compare Drake to Kendrick every time we talk about Drake, but that's how I feel. You know, from the jump, I said, hey, I like them both, you know? So,
yeah, you always said that. But I don't think everybody has that same sentiment. So it's good, though, that you're enjoying that album. I'll probably never listen to it.
I was linking with somebody that I link with. I've been linking with them for a while, and we was in my car doing some car play, and we was in the middle of it.
Apple CarPlay?
No, no, sexy car play.
Hold up.
Huh?
Okay, go ahead.
But
yeah, this might get cut out. I ain't know he was going
before
there.
I met up with her, I had ate some baked beans.
Jesus Christ.
And
this is not going the right way.
I think a pork chop.
Already.
Anyway, so in the middle of it, I'm like, goodness. And I ain't talking about the sex. I'm like, goodness. I'm like, She like, you all right? I said, I think I got some gas. I'm like, you mind if I step out and let it out? But before I could get out, it just started coming. It just started coming.
Yeah,
just burp, 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 you know. And, so then I was like, damn, shit. And she was like, I think that's what you got to do. And I got, needless to say, she didn't want to continue after that. She didn't want to continue with the car play. As far as hooking up, she ain't hit me this weekend so far.
She probably scarred.
Nah, she should love me. She should be like, hey, man, bring your shitty ass home.
That's wild. Did you see when Shaq was wilding out on Inside the NBA?
No.
He was, because you know they're done. Like they lost, TNT lost the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's moving it. I don't even understand it really. I guess Inside the NBA is moving to ESPN. I'm assuming all of the people's staying, but it's not going to be on TNT no more because TNT ain't going to have basketball games no more because they lost contract to ESPN. But Shaq was wilding the other day. He was running. He was like, what the fuck? He said, fuck it. We getting fired anyway. Because they live. He was like, he says, first he was like saying something like, oh shit. He's like, what the fuck? And then he's like, fuck it. We getting fired anyway. Fuck it. And I'm just like, yo, they don't care. I think it was part of the All-Star stuff. Mm-hmm. Did you watch any of the All-Star game?
No.
Yeah, I watched some of it. Well, I watched the dunk contest, which it was okay, but I mean it was good. The last two guys at the end was good, and that dude, I forget his name, plays in the G League. He won for the third time in a row. First time, yeah. First time anybody ever won 3 times in a row. He's nice though. Like as far as his hops, I don't know why he can't make it out of the G League. Maybe he's just not good enough. But yeah, he's or he might have made it out the G League. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Maybe a couple times. Maybe a little bit. But anyway, he got hops. He got hops. But yeah, and Kevin Hart was on the on like during halftime. They were talking to. They had Kevin Hart and Charles Barkley, Shaq. Who else was out there? Was it Ernie? I think it was the whole Inside the NBA. And they were standing up, and Kevin Hart took Shaq had a purple hat on, looked like a pimp hat, and Charles took the hat and put it on, and whatchamacallit, Kevin Hart said that he looked like he was about to star in a Tyler Perry movie. That shit was so funny though, the way he did it, And Shaq kept fucking with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is so short. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Standing next to them.
Yeah.
And you know, he does this thing where he takes pictures with people and he cuts their heads off.
Okay.
Like he does it on purpose.
Yeah.
And he did that to kick Steph Curry. Because Steph was bending down. He was like, I don't want you to cut my head off. He's like, nah, stand upright. And then when he posted the picture, he had no head. It was just him like this. Like, yeah, I was like, yo, he crazy. But Shaq kept moving closer to Kevin Hart, like, till he was on his back. And I don't think it wasn't scripted. You could tell it wasn't scripted because he was like, and he's waiting to talk, and Ernie's talking, and he's like, what the fuck? You can read his lips. And Shaq just kept easing closer until he was like right on his back. Like, and Shaq's all big. I know he probably felt like a little kid. And he was like, I'm sorry, Ernie. He's like, what the hell is you doing? He's like, what the fuck? He's like, back up. But it was hilarious. But yeah, the All-Star game was weird. Like I
heard about it.
It was weird. I ain't understand. I ain't know they were doing it. Where they had like I don't know if it was some
4 teams, right?
Yeah, it was 4 teams playing, and 2 teams played first, and then the winner of that team played the second team, and then I don't know how they did.
Was it because it was based on each of the NBA cast members had a team?
Yeah, and they picked, but the actual, like, some of the teams were, I guess, people that weren't the greatest.
Yeah, I heard they had a Rising Stars.
Yeah, Rising Stars team, and because like Shaq, or I don't know who said it, maybe Charles or Shaq, I think, said they were like, they shouldn't have been out there because they got blowed out. And he's like, they shouldn't have been out there. Like, why are they out there? And they're trying to bring ratings. They're trying to do whatever they can to bring ratings up, just because it's just boring. I would like them to go back to the East versus West. Fuck it. See what happens. I know he's trying to make it even, or even do the pick the teams like they did before, but it's all the All-Stars. Like, have everybody that's an All-Star, and then just pick like you're on the playground. Pick the teams if you want to try to break it up a little bit better. Like, do that. But yeah, I actually didn't watch the whole All-Star stuff, the games and stuff. I did half of the dunk contest, and I actually forgot about it. So when by the time I turned it on, they were starting the dunk contest. So that's the only reason I watched it.
On the music front, one of my favorite songs to listen to now, I discovered on Instagram from an Instagram page. It's called "Sweet Little Rainbows" by Alan Stone.
That's that song you sent me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He nice.
Yeah, it reminded me of like some D'Angelo music, and I just went back and listened to a little bit of Voodoo.
Yeah. That's a white dude too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sound good. He sound good. Got some soul sounding stuff.
You know, I might have to double check this, but I was watching a biography of D'Angelo on YouTube, and they said he was 5'7".
Yeah, I could see that. I seen him standing next to some people.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know how tall he is, but I seen him standing next to some people. He look about 5'7", 5'8". Maybe a little bit taller.
You mind looking that up real quick? It just seems like strange to me.
Why?
I don't know. I was like for a while there, he was my favorite R&B singer until like.
You don't like him because he's short?
No, that ain't it.
You was like for a while there until I found out he's 5'7".
No, until like R. Kelly had just put out so much stuff, it was just like hard to deny. Like, all right, he's probably my top R&B artist. I don't know if that'd be the case now. I'd have to really look at things again.
It say 5'6" here, so he even shorter than 5'7".
What?
So he's shorter than me.
Wow. You know, on TV, you just...
Well, yeah, you can never tell. Yeah. I wonder how tall Angie Stone is. Not that matters, because I had my baby mama's taller than me.
So he ain't that much taller than Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart's like 5'4".
4, yeah. He's really short. That's how tall my girl is. 5'4".
That's something. I just never thought that, you know, that he was short.
So she 5'3". She's shorter than him. Not that it matters. I just was wondering.
I just didn't know that, and I just wouldn't have guessed that. 'Cause every time I see him on camera, I mean, I guess you just can't tell.
Him, he's sitting down, too.
Or even when he's standing up.
Well, yeah. If he's not next to nobody, like that you know that's tall or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you don't know nobody's height. Like, I thought looking at Anthony Mackie, sometimes when he runs, he looks short. But he's not. He's not super tall. He's like 6'1" or 6 foot.
Okay.
So, he looks.
Wow. Okay.
He looks short when he's running, and especially when he got the cap suit on. For some reason, I don't know, it makes his legs look shorter. So I thought he was like my height.
And then I've seen some people on camera who I actually thought was short, and they're tall. Like I've seen a YouTuber I watched.
Yeah. Oh no, he's 5'11".
Okay.
Thought he was 6 foot. But still, I thought he was short. Like short. Like I thought he was like my height, like 5'8" or 5'7". Like I thought just the way he runs sometimes, he looks shorter. And there's some other people that I see that look shorter. And it's funny because that's what I guess it's hard on YouTube videos to tell how tall I am. So a lot of the guys that I met for the first time at the conventions and stuff, they'd be like, "Damn, you short?" Like I met a couple of the dudes is really tall. There's one dude that's like 6'7". There's one dude that I met. They best friends, and they like both like 6'3" or so. And they all was like, "Yo, I thought you was taller than you are." I'm like, "Yep." I said, "Well." He said, "But I don't know why. I just assumed because I never saw you stand up. Like I just see you sitting at the table or whatever." So, but I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I thought D'Angelo was. I mean, I don't know if I ever thought about it, but I
ain't never thought about it really. Like I ain't never thought about it. I don't really think about that stuff. Like it's weird. I guess maybe because I've been short all my life or considered short, so I don't really look at people's height like that. Like I don't be caring.
I don't know. It just seems strange to me to imagine seeing D'Angelo in person, and he's like shorter than me.
You know how many people I've seen in person that are like stars and stuff that are like my height or shorter. Like it's crazy. I've seen a few, and I met a few stars, and I've seen a lot like close. Not I didn't meet them, but. They definitely make people look taller in the movies. Like they do. And some people are tall. I mean, but yeah. You can never tell. Never tell from just watching them on screen. Like watching a Marvel movie, most of those guys are like around 6 foot. So when they're all standing next to each other, you can't really tell. It's hard. Like some are shorter than others and some are taller than others, but you can't really tell how tall somebody is because they're all around 6 foot.
Okay.
Like all of them. I think Chris Evans is like 6'1". Maybe that's what I thought I was talking about when I said Anthony Mackie. I think Chris Evans is like 6 foot. I think Robert Downey Jr. is like up, not quite 6 foot, but I think he's up there. He might be the same size as Anthony Mackie, maybe. But it's not like crazy. Like if I stood next to Shaq or Kevin Hart stood next to Shaq, like you don't see it like that. Oh, he's only 5'8". I didn't know that. Now they definitely. Oh, he wore lifts. Yeah, he wore lifts. That's why. Because Gwyneth Paltrow was 5'9". I knew she was tall. And Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man is taller than her. But in real life, he's shorter than her.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought he was tall.
Oh,
I ain't realize that. I guess he wore lifts to make him taller. Damn. I wonder how that felt. Like, you're perfect for this role, but we need somebody that's a little more imposing, a little more taller than you. I mean, he probably was like, fuck it. Let's go. But you gotta be thinking about that in the back of my mind. I know I would. I'd be like, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all, I'm imposing. Bitches, part of my power.
Fat, Juicy, and Wet video. I know that Bruno Mars is short. And I think he's actually shorter, maybe shorter than Sexy Red. It's either, but in one scene in the video, they're like face to face and close, and he actually looks taller than her.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a little bit of an Avengers pod.
I also got a new watch.
Okay.
The Galaxy
I was looking at
Ultra.
when it was red.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Ultra watch. It's been out for like 6 months, so I think they're trying to get rid of them because the new watch is probably coming out in this year, I'm sure. Maybe a few months. A new watch will probably come out. So they had a good sale. Like I could trade in my other watch and get like $400. I ain't even pay $400 for it. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Yeah. Pay like one something for this. I had some credits with the trade in and the credits. It was like one something. So I was like, oh, well, that's a no brainer. Cause this is a $700 watch. So I was like, all right, let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like it. It's a couple things that it's not compatible with that the old watches are. It's pissing me off, but other than that, it's
like
pretty
what?
dope. Like the watch faces. I have a app that has all the watch faces on it, and I paid for premium, so I got like 1 million watch faces. I can't use none of them now, because Google changed their whatever in order. I'm sure to block those type of apps. That's probably why they did it. I don't know why else they would. Because now you got to buy watch faces on the store, for like $1 or something a piece. So that sucks. They got a lot of built-in faces, but I want other shit. I want good shit. Like I like watches. I wear a lot of real watches, so I'm looking for like watch faces that look real. But it's cool. It's cool. I like the way it looks. It's square. I like the shape.
I like the color and
it has some other like sensors and stuff other than the other watch has.
Okay.
Like heart sensors, but all of them have heart sensors, but they have like other sensors about other stuff, energy score and all that good stuff. So we'll see how it works out. It's bigger too. I do like that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So I think we're going to get out of here. If you enjoyed the show and you're watching, if it's on YouTube, if you're seeing the video, like it, please. And if you're just listening, thank you again. So we out, and I'll get up with y'all in another one. Peace.
Peace.
Black is in fashion.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.